Turn it up! Turn it up! Turn it up!
I'm Jeanie Greene. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, this past weekend was a wonderful one. It was the weekend of the Alaska Federation of Natives annual convention, a time where we meet and fellowship with good friends and neighbors and see people that we haven't seen since last year's convention. It's a great show. We'll show you a few of the highlights. You get to meet my brother Kenny Blatchford as he introduces you to some of the artisans from the Arts and Crafts Fair down below the meeting headquarters. It's a great show. It's packed with all kinds of fun. I'll be back.
Flying in Alaska? Fly Frontier, the official airline of Hearbeat Alaska. Frontier is expanding again. They've added new routes to Nome, Kotzebue, and the surrounding villages. As you can see, Frontier is now really covering Alaska. So the next time you fly, try Frontier. Frontier offers quick, convenient check-in, low fares, and service direct to many of the villages. Frontier Flying Service is the official airline of Hearbeat Alaska. Make it your official airline too.
In the 1890s, pioneers carved a railway through the rugged mountains between Skagway and the Klondike. More than a century later, the White Pass and Yukon route still makes this legendary run. Along the way, life has gotten better for folks working on the railroad, thanks in part to Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, a health plan that's offered smart choices and quality coverage to the people of Alaska since before it was a state. Primera Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska. We're here. We're with you.
Dear Richard, this is really hard to write. Dear Richard, people are starting to talk about you. I'm sorry, but I have to say something.
Thanks.
Call me later, okay?
Yeah.
Dear Richard, please, just listen.
It takes a lot of guts to talk to your friends about their problems with marijuana or drinking, but it could make all the difference.
At this year's convention, the cry heard across the floor was, "Let's get out and vote." A very, very important cry for Native people especially. The annual Alaska Federation of Natives Convention is the one time of the year when delegates from all over the state come together to discuss Native issues. The idea is for Alaska Natives to be able to speak with many voices, loud and clear. This is especially important this year with an election coming up in just a few days after the convention.
And I want you to know how much you do matter. You know how much of an impact you can make. You know that this is a critical time in Alaska's history. You know how much power you have. You know what we can accomplish working together. I'm here today to tell you that we are, as Alaskans, are at a critical time in our history. This year's election will determine a great deal about our future. As we cast our ballots for those who will lead us into the future, we'll be making decisions that will have far-reaching impacts.
The candidates for governor come to debate in front of a house packed with Native leaders. There are many tough issues facing Alaska right now. Decisions made in the next few years will determine what direction the state will go for decades to come. While one person's vote may not seem big, together, the Native vote could easily decide this election as it has done in the past. That's why the candidates are here. While hard decisions and tough issues are being discussed upstairs in the main hall, anyone who has been to AFN will tell you that downstairs is where some of the toughest issues really are discussed.
I think that maybe some of the discussions that go downstairs should happen upstairs.
Somehow, downstairs, natives can talk about issues freely while shopping. My brother Kenny Blatchford took a walk downstairs to check out the craft fair.
We're at the 2002 AFN convention, and we're about ready to go in and look at the crafts fair. Hello, what's your name?
January from Sabunga. My wife Arlene.
And you're the artist that did this work?
One of many.
Did you do these?
My wife Arlene did.
What are these?
Those are walrus stomach and polar bear and seal products. They're we call them berry buckets.
Awesome.
Jeanie Greene Productions, Alaska's premier commercial, documentary, and event production team. Whenever and wherever you need video production, our experienced, dedicated professionals give your project the extra edge you're looking for. Alaska Native owned and operated. Jeanie Greene Productions, your complete video production service.
What's your name?
John Oscar.
John Oscar. Are you an artist, obviously?
Yes, I've been doing this for like about 25, 26 years almost, somewhere there.
Wonderful. Could you tell us a little bit about your work?
Yeah, I discovered this art format a couple of years ago where it uses three-dimensional format on flat watercolor paintings. And I'm the only one in the state of Alaska that does this.
So you have an exclusive?
I have an exclusive. Why? This is doing good.
It's actually very beautiful work. We can get a shot. If you stand over here, we'll get a shot with you and your beautiful work. Speaking with
John Boone. I do marine mammal products on sea otter furs and seal skins, and I do harvest all of these out of Prince William Sound, and I do all of the sewing myself. It's all hand sewn, and I teach classes in it too for the Prince William Sound Community College. It takes about a day to hunt the animals, and then you skin them, salt them, and then you take them to the tannery, which could be anywhere from 1 month to 6 months on tanning process, or waiting it for your pelts to get back. Then you get to start on the fur work once you get the furs back. And then once you get the fur back, it's about 3 hours you can put a hat together like this.
I'm here with Perry Eaton, Human Resource Director for Alaska Pipeline Services. Would you like to give just a brief overview of what you do?
Sure. We actually have a commitment and a contractual relationship with the Secretary of Interior to ensure that at least 20% of our workforce is Alaska Native. And that's not only 20% sort of across the board, but it's vertically integrated up and down the line of varying duties and responsibilities within the company. And we've sort of benchmarked some goals between now and 2004 to get there. And we're at about 18-19% now, and way ahead of schedule. And we've got some exciting young people from the Native community working for us. And
Hi, I'm Gary Wade. Oakland Lake is my Tlingit name, and I'm from Juneau, Alaska. I sell shell buttons. My business is called Regalia Buttons, and I sell the buttons to put on your button blankets, tunics, or vests, or whatever the artist decides they want to use shell buttons for. They're pretty, they're shiny. Put a shiny object down in front of a Tlingit hide or a Tsimshian, and they can't help themselves.
My name is Tony Henry from Quyana, Alaska. I have here an Inubac harpoon. It's traditionally made. This is what we used to use long before steel. We have an ivory tip here with bearded sealskin rope. Many years ago, we also used hard rock for the tip or baleen, and this has ivory on it. I think if our native people would focus on their cultural history and sort of repeat it in their lives by making some of the things that we used in the past, I think that would really help them in their lives, because they can understand who they are, they can understand where they come from.
Aviation. It's knowing how to make distances seem shorter. The art of buying you time. The business of bringing people together. And another reason to look up. Era Aviation. This is our sky.
Turn it up! Turn it up!
If your friend was in trouble, you'd help them, wouldn't you?
Turn it up! Turn it up! Turn it up!
Okay, everybody, let's get your mucklucks on, get your most beautiful regalia, your seal parkas, whatever. We're going to go dancing. The Your Tech Dance Group, and forgive my pronunciation, came from Bethel and was a favorite at this year's Quyana, Alaska. This particular song is about young love and that magical moment, the kiss. Eurotape kept the laughs coming with their next song, even though they had some trouble getting started.
I'm still in that other song.
my mind is blank. Okay. I got it.
Yurtet's leader, Joe Iagrak, loves to make people laugh. For him, laughter is wellness.
And that's the purpose of dancing, is to bring laughter to people, to our audience, to bring joy to their lives. As the Word of God tells us, the joy, the Lord is my strength. And if God wasn't joyful, he would not have put that in his word. See, God is not serious. I mean, he's serious, but then he also has joy. So the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Things at Quyana really got lively when one of the members of the dance group, Akbasuk, pulled up the hood of her cussbuck and put a little extra spice in the dances. One of the great joys of the Alaska Federation of Natives Convention is to get a glimpse of other Native cultures from around the world. The Chukotka dance group from Russia shared many of the elements of Alaska Native dance and drumming, yet there was no mistaking this group was from across the water. In one of the most breathtaking moments of the evening, the audience hushed as Veronica walked to the middle of the stage alone.
Veronica is now going to sing an event song about the sunrise.
Heartbeat wishes to thank HAGELAND Aviation Services Incorporated for making our stories possible. We travel on HAGELAND Aviation and we thank you for choosing them too. HAGELAND Aviation has been serving Alaskans in the bush for over 20 years.
We fly Hagelands all the time.
Operating with 29 aircraft at 8 stations across Alaska and servicing over 100 destinations daily. HAGELAND Aviation, your ticket to ride in rural Alaska.
It's gonna be insane is what it's gonna be. I can't wait. This one's gonna be so awesome, don't you think? This last week in school was crazy. It was hectic. I cannot wait until this party. Do you understand? I need to blow off some steam. Like, you know Jocelyn, she's gonna be at this party, man. Hey, where are we going? What are we doing?
It takes a lot of guts to talk to your friends about their problems with marijuana or drinking.
We really need to talk.
But it could make all the difference.
Gather your strength.
Gather your strength.
Gather together.
Gather up families.
elders,
kids,
villages.
It is time to come forward to plant new hope,
to see the beauty within our people,
to reawaken the spirit.
It is a movement.
It starts inside you and grows into healthy native villages.
Join the reawakening.
Visit nativefederation.org and let the conversation begin.
One of the most wonderful things about AFN, everyone agrees, is meeting each other. And I sure had fun meeting good friends and people I'd never known before coming up to me and saying hello, Jeanie, and making comments about our programming. A lot of the comments were from people that really loved the show. And I thank you so much for giving us that great feedback. After all, we make the show for you. Until next week, for all of us here, God bless you. We'll see you next week.
You can do better than that.